What's up, Andre?
Hey, what up? I just wanted to be, I'm just being nosy. So let me see why I'm on it because they're logging on, sharing the link. What's going on over here? Oh, okay. You're
Uh,
doing the econ. You're doing the econ class.
no, that's just the flyer I put up.
Oh,
No, I'm not doing it. I was about to share information on programs that are available and what you need to do to be prepared. That if
mhm,
they pass another stimulus or
mhm, mhm. Yeah,
um,
okay.
if you already in business, you know what you need to have right now. Because, like I noticed in South Carolina, they opened up they opened up the grant again, and what that tells me is that they didn't distribute enough money, enough, and that right now there's a lot of talk about disparities in minorities companies and things of that nature,
Right.
and so the target is 50 employees or less. And so that tells me that there's money out there that they still have that they need to give away um to our companies, but our people are not ready and they're not eligible, and we're not eligible because we're not doing business properly. So I was
I'm
just going to
glad
give
you said that. Not to cut you off, right? And this is
go
a
ahead.
true story. This happened to me, I think last Wednesday when I was at the gym. I get a phone call from my former business partner from like 10 years ago from the clothing industry. So we're just having small talk, right? So he was like, "Did you take advantage of the such and such money?" And I'm like, "No, because me, I have my own capital, meaning I have my own machinery to actually do production now, right? So I don't need to like get loans for certain type of materials, to like create clothes." He says, so he's like, "Well, I took advantage of it." So I'm like, "Well, how much you get?" I'm thinking he got like 15,000, maybe he got 100,000. I'm like, "Yo, bro, don't you got to pay that money back?" He was like, "Yeah, but at 1%." And
No.
and I'm saying to myself, like, do these people think the government ain't coming for that money? Like, yeah,
Say
they
it
gonna give
again,
it to you.
Andre. Say that
Like, cause
again.
I said to him, I said, even if it's at 1%, you literally borrow against yourself at a rate of almost a million times of what you actually worth. You understand?
Mm.
Now, mind you, he does a lot of work in Atlanta. For let's just say Magic City, the strip club. I'm not going to say exactly because you never know who's watching.
Right.
But I'm like, but when he told me that, I was like, yo. And then I started to put two and two together because I know a lot of people who like they have clothing stores, like mom and pop stores that are my friends, and not only sell my clothes, but then I was looking at them on Facebook coming up with G wagons, and I was like, oh man, I'm like, do they think? So the reason I'm telling you this story, so let's just get to the crux of this. So what happens to them when Uncle Sam come knocking at the door? Do they dissolve their LLC and just be like, well, it's the it's a limited liability corporation. The money's not there, or like, because I don't see the government not, you know, like that's a lot of money. You understand? That's a lot
Right.
of money. For example, real quick, my good friend, and me and him don't do business no more because of his business practices, but the dude from Pretty Ricky, Baby Blue. I was helping him at first with his thing, throwbackjerseys.com. I found out he got like $23 million, and Uncle Sam is like he's already been prosecuted for that. So I'm saying, like, what do you think the government is gonna do if they do anything? Because like, yo, I don't want no part of that money. To be honest with you, like, because to me, if my infrastructure, not saying that my infrastructure is right, but if my back end and all that is not set to where I see that money multiply my business, I don't want no part of it. So what do you think happens from that?
I'm glad you, man. This is the exact
Peace, y'all.
reason. Hey, Chris.
What y'all talking about? What's up,
We were
Andre?
just talking about how, yeah, what up, Chris? We were just talking about how horrible Virgos are. Hey, what up, Chris? Nah, I'm just
Yeah,
playing.
you funny. Yeah.
Capricorn's rule, baby. um,
Whatever. Whatever.
First of all, like, share, and subscribe. Okay, a sister gonna need these 1,000 subscribers to get these checks. All right, because I'm gonna give out a lot. I'm gonna help our people. I'm gonna help our people. I'm gonna lead you to the water, but in order for me to make sure that the water is clean, you're gonna have to join my team.
You talking about that stimulus check or what?
Oh, I'm talking overall, baby.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking overall. I'm not talking about leadership. I'm not talking about parties. I'm talking about strictly business practices. Meaning the funding source can
Right.
come from anywhere. But if
Mm-hmm.
you don't meet their standard, oh man, that's my daddy. Hold on. Hello?
Nah, Chris, we were talking about. I have a friend I used to do
Oh,
business with, like, and
Yeah.
he got 100, he got 100 racks. I think he said he got 150 racks from the
he probably got
government,
150. Mm-hmm.
and I'm just like, and I'm not, and when he told me, I'm saying to myself like, bro, do you understand they coming back for that? And he was like, well, it's only 1%. So I'm like, I don't care if
Yeah.
it's, listen,
Go
a
ahead,
hundred
Andre.
racks, they coming for that money.
Hell yeah, they is.
Right.
They coming for that money.
They gonna
So
get
I
it
said,
one way or another.
well, so I sent Chris. Okay, so the reason I titled the name of the show. Are you ready? I mean, oh Lord, I said ready. You ready? I'm so stupid.
You pulling the sonetta right now.
Ready? You ready? Ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready? You ready? Right? Just skipping all the verbs. Right?
Yeah.
Can you win or will you relinquish to the rights due to poor business practices? And what I mean by that is Andre started the show off perfectly for me to seg right into it
Mm-hmm.
because okay, and I'm not just even the the loans that came out under the CARES Act is one thing,
Yeah.
which also the issue of getting federal contracts, procurement contracts, local, state, and county contracts. Okay, so I'm saying that regardless of where the funding source is, if
Mm-hmm.
your business practices and you don't have the necessary, and I'm going to show the different sites, if you don't have this in order,
Get out
that
of here,
money
man.
is going to go into other hands, and you will only be an employee. I'm not saying that you have to own a business. I'm not saying
Right.
that you have to own the business, but what I'm saying is somebody needs to own the business to make sure the employee is fairly compensated. Somebody
Right.
needs to own the business to make sure the money stays in your community, right? Because what's happening is funding gets allocated based on your statistic, right? Based on
Right.
our statistic in our community, and they take advantage, and other businesses take advantage of it. Not because we don't have quality businesses. The problem is that somewhere down the line in history, we've embraced mediocrity. Quality control out the window. Properly budgeted and managing out the window. Do it under the table. Gotcha. Don't don't hire people and pay them fairly. Gotcha. Right? So somewhere down the line, we messed up in transferring knowledge on how to properly manage business. And therefore, we're getting left behind. I don't care and I advocate for the set aside for Black people, but even if they did that, that's going to get washed up underneath us. The money is going to stay dormant, and they're going to say, well, you're not using it, we're taking it back. Why? One of the reasons Andre said, many people who applied under the SBA, EDIL, or PPP had to do so by projected income, by projected balance sheet numbers, right? And so their 2019 numbers does not reflect that. And what is going to happen is, as Andre stated, if you aren't able to bring in the revenue to pay that money back, then you're going to find yourself in a situation. So what happens? Here's what they do. They pull, when you were considered for the money, they did a hard inquiry on your credit report. As Andre stated, if you aren't able to bring in the revenue, stop that. SBA did a hard inquiry. Either they did it on the business owner or the person who, or maybe someone who you allowed to apply for you to get the loan in your company. Okay. They did a hard inquiry on that person's credit report. Right. And we already know how credit repair works and all that, because I already know people gonna say, oh, we just do get a credit repair, get it taken off. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Business wise, for your business accounts, the information shows up on this site right here, Dun and Bradstreet. Dun & Bradstreet is not a government agency, but they are the company that everybody relies on to pull your business credit report. All right. And let me see if I remember my ID and password so I can get on, so I can show you what it looks like. So when you log in, when you first sign up for your Dun & Bradstreet, you will see your business credit report, of course, will probably not have much on it. And if the internet acts right, obviously it doesn't want me to pull a report. Show y'all let's see. Come on, don't act like that today. Today is not the day. I want to be able to get in. Anyways, on the let me see if it has a sample. Let me see if it'll show me a sample. Business credit report. Maybe I could show you. It's similar to it will have all of the trade lines that your business have. So if you went and you got business credit, fuel cards, and all right, let me see if I can get one off of Google so I can show you. It's probably an example on Google. There, if you went and got those things, those items will show on your Dun & Bradstreet report. Okay. I'm not concerned about the hard inquiry about it being low impact or high impact. I'm more concerned about the business practices and why this stuff is important. So let me see. Example of, let's not get sidetracked here. Business credit report. Once you screw up your business credit report, you might as well start a new business. It's very hard to fix. That's why you see companies changing names, you know what I'm saying? Buying out, merging,
Yeah, see, I know about that hustle.
That
I've seen that a lot, where the company, especially in the sneaker game back in the late 90s, sneaker stores will run up their bill with Nike, dissolve that, and then come back as another one. Right. It was a company called Sneaker Stadium that was doing that big time in Jersey, man, like big time.
Right. So yeah, let's see if we can get this sample look up. So it shows up on your, come on, we don't got time for that. Just give us a view. We got time to be playing no games. We just want to see a view of the report, what it looks like. All right. And so most people don't even pull their report. So the first thing is that it goes up on your when you get the loan, it goes up, they hit your credit report. Some people wonder, like, hey, why didn't I get the loan? Here we go. Here's a sample. Why didn't I get the SBA? Now, how do I darn? Oh, let me see. Why didn't I get the SBA loan? Well, some people it's because your personal business credit wasn't in order. All right. Your personal business credit wasn't in order, so they probably denied you based on that. All right. So this is over here on the left. This is what your Dun & Bradstreet look like, and I wish I had a better version to show you all. And I guess I should put that up before I came live. Made sure I had it. But anyways, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is that, all right, so when you start your business, one of the things you get is your Dun & Bradstreet number, government contracting, that hoses up. You got a good business. You can't get they say, send me your capability statement. You don't have one, right? They say, what's your DUNS number? You don't have one. They say, what's your cage code? You don't have that either. Or you have your DUNS. At some point when you started your business, you have your cage code in SAMS, but you never updated annually. And you probably started your business back in 2015. You never updated it annually. And so it's inactive. So therefore they can't give you the contract. All right. These are some of the little games that they play. It's not a game. It's just that we're not in the know. We're not in the know because we're getting our business advice from the streets and those who came before you and said that it didn't take all that. And so therefore, only thing we're going to get is a business license, and we're skipping the business Dun & Bradstreet, the SAMs, and capability statement. There's an example of a capability statement. This is a sample. Let me open this up. I want to show you all something. So when you go in and you marketing your business for procurement, God darn it, procurement contracts. Stop. You marketing your business for procurement contracts. You want to go in and you want to hand them. Oh, let me go back. A capability statement. This is what a capability statement looks like. It's an idea. It is an example, right? Tells you a synopsis, a little summary of your company. Okay, and your summary of the capability statement shouldn't be no more than 2 pages. You better not go with 2 pages. Your summary should just be a paragraph, right? And it should just kind of say who you are. Okay. And then you want to put your capabilities. These are your areas of expertise, types of work you do for your client. Use short sentences or bullet statements. This should be no longer, should not be long narrative about capabilities, right? You should bullet point, and I'm bringing up my website and I'll show you all. All right. Then your facilities and equipment. Either you have a facility or you have equipment. So in many of the contract opportunities that come out, some people have equipment, some people provide services. You want to let them know. So in our transportation company, we list all the type of vehicles we have, how many wheelchair vans, how many stretcher vans, how many ambulance, how many minivans, how many sedans. Okay, that's an example. If you're in a foreman, how many types of tractors you have, how many backhoes, how many this, how many that. All right, kind of get the picture. Then you could give expertise or what they call competencies, right? This is a brief summary of your expertise as well as that of your key person and staff. You could put them on there. You can highlight educational, technical skills. So if you have any type of licenses or anything that's applicable to make your business sustain what it is. Okay, so like if you a nurse practitioner, you're counseling, you interested in doing billing for Medicaid, Medicare, then you would have your license number on there. That lets people know your Medicaid license on there, because that lets people know that you're qualified for that. All right. If you are a lawyer, anything that has to do with license, maybe a welder, you have a license, truck drivers, you have a CDL. Those the type of key personnel highlights of education that they look for if you're going after a particular contract that requires you to have that. Customers, which is normally your past performance. Your past performance is 3 to 4 businesses or people you've actually done a business with that can vouch for your work. Okay, who they are, how much does it cost, right? I mean, how much did you do it for, and what was the time period that you did it? If you don't have past performance, then you put in references. All right, either financial references or business references. Okay. On the left side of the screen, got to have your logo. How do you identify your company? Okay, where you're located, who's the point of contact, what's the phone number, and state whether or not you have a fax number. Add your email, your website, your NAICS codes, cage codes, your Dun & Bradstreet number, and any certifications. At this point, you should have started your business, your LLCs or your S Corps or your C Corps, partnerships, and you should have applied for some certifications. All right. So a lot of money talk on the table. Lots of money talk on the table. Okay. But if you have not, let me start local first. All right. I'm gonna go to our website because it just kind of makes it easier for me. Because I know where the information is at, but you could go to yours. All right. The first certification that you should be looking into should be this Advantage Business Enterprise. And although they may say road and bridge constructions or infrastructure, any business can apply. Why? Because even this is a federal program that is housed at Department of Transportation in your state. All right, in your state. Hello? Oh, no, So they took her to the hospital? Oh, Lord. So even though it's housed at Department of Transportation is a federal program, but you would go to Department of Transportation because that's where most of the state contracts come out at, and a lot of the infrastructure. So they just kind of keep an eye on the DBE certification, Disadvantaged Business Enterprise. All right. And the DBE certification is for minorities, right? And minority meaning anybody except for the Caucasian male. All right. So the woman can actually apply as well for this certification. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, minority women are getting a lot of favor. Minority women are getting a lot of favor in their certifications. As you can see on the South Carolina website, they have eligible minority and women-owned companies can apply for the certification as DBE, which you can. They say we require contractors to use certified DBE firms to complete up to 20% of the work federally funded. So why is Monique alive? You see this statement right here? Whether you get the prime, you are the prime on the contract, all this money that's getting ready to come down, I don't care what direction it's coming from. Who's the funding source? who's responsible for being the funding source. If you aren't certified and they push that money down through your state and you are not in this program right here, then you have relinquished your rights to poor business practices. Point blank, period. Other folks, the Caucasian white man, is going to get the contract. Now, when he do, 20% of those contracts are responsible to disadvantaged business firms, which are the minorities. If you don't press the issue in your local county, your city, your state about contracts that are coming down state mandate, 20% of them are not, the work is not coming to your to minority companies, you are wrong. If you're not pushing the issue that a percentage of those prime contracts should go to disadvantaged businesses, you are wrong. You will remain left behind. Okay? It is up to you to apply. So let's look at the checklist. I'm all about sharing information. You don't have to use Monica Lamb. Oh, let me back up. While that's getting ready to come up. So I was supposed to show you my capability statement before I went further. Okay? This is what if you're going to get into federal contracting, this is what your website should look like. Not necessarily the design, but the information. Remember I talked about the logo? Remember I talked about how to be contact, cage code, DUNS number. Remember I talked about company overview a second ago? Remember I talked about capabilities, what are we going to offer the clients? And remember I talked about NAICS codes, how to be contacted. All right? Synopsis in a nutshell. I went after a contract. I sent my website. The agency click on it. They don't have to look further than the first page. All right? They don't have to look further than the first page. So let's look at this application. I'm already ready for DBE because I have the time. I'm a minority. I'm a female. And I'm a vet. So I can't be weaned out. All right? The rest is just paperwork. Okay? Let me show you something. I'm going to show you. That's not where I want to go. Let me go back one. I want to show you the checklist. I think that's it right here. I'm going to go all the way down to the end of the checklist. I'm not entertaining today, but I tell you what, I promise you I'm impactful. And that's what matters. See, we tuning into the wrong information. The information that's going to help our people. All right. Oh, that's fine. You can design yours however you would like. It's public. It's fine. As long as you got the information on the paper, it won't bother me. Information that's impactful, that's going to help you win, regardless of who your funding source is not the information you tuned into. But I tell you what, though, I bet you can't walk around and say what you don't know and what nobody never said, especially on social media, because I'm giving it to you right now. All right? Here's a checklist. I appreciate Chris for joining on the panel and Andre indulging me. Here's the checklist. Tell you how simple this is. Tell you how simple it is. Here it is. Resume. All right. And I'm not going to give you the meat and potatoes because you're going to have to join the team for that, baby. You're going to have to join the team. You're going to have to join the team. in order to get the meat and potatoes. Otherwise, I'm not gonna give it to you how to win it, but I will show it to you. Right? Resume, personal network statement, personal tax return, at least 3 years, federal tax returns, at least 3 years, proof of your initial contribution in your company, whether you have a loan or security, a list of equipment or vehicles, owned or leased, titles of vehicles, registrations, licenses and permits, descriptions of real estate, proof of other transferring assets, if any certifications if you have them, bank signature cards, schedule of those who are on salary or hourly, list of employees, whether you have a warehouse or not. Scroll down. Your articles of incorporation, stock certificate, corporate certificates, stockholders agreement, minutes, bylaws, corporate bank signature cards, certificate of formation and operations agreement, other optional documents, proof of citizenship, insurance agreement, audited financials if available, trusted agreements, 3-year balance sheets or income statements. Now, I will tell you, okay, based on that checklist that I just showed you, everybody who has a business should have, if applicable to their business, those documents already on hand. Before you do anything, you should already have those documents available and on hand. Okay? That's the first one. In many states, that will grandfather you in for minority business enterprise and woman-owned business enterprise. Okay? All right? That should grandfather you into that. So out the gate, you have 2 at a minimum. If it was Chris' business, he would walk away with the DBE and the MBE, minority business and disadvantaged business enterprise. If it's me, I walk away. Oh, and he walk away with small business enterprise. So he would walk away with 3: disadvantaged business enterprise, minority business enterprise, small business enterprise. If it's Monica, I walk away with disadvantaged business enterprise, minority business enterprise, woman-owned business enterprise, small business enterprise, and service disabled vet business enterprise. That's 5. You tell me if Chris and I join forces, if we're not getting no favor in the contract world, and we join forces, meaning whoever goes after the contract, if he becomes the prime, I become the sub, I become the prime, he become the sub, that we should not land a contract if we give out just as good quality service as anybody else. If we were not successful after a few tries, then the first thing we do is we march ourselves down to SCORES, Chamber of Commerce, or African American Chamber of Commerce, and have someone go through our business to ensure that we know we are not missing anything. But I can assure you, if you get certified, you've already been scrutinized. And then we start talking to our elected officials about contracting opportunities that we continuously get passed up, even though we are certified. That's how you make sure opportunities in your court. If everyone who has a business will work, and so some people say, Mo, well, everybody's not qualified, everybody don't have it. Well, guess what? It comes a point in time that when you're working these labor jobs, construction, electrician, painting, real estate development, what else you got out there? Landscaping, all of these different trades. When you're working as an employee, it comes a point in time where you begin to design a business because you have all of this talent that you built up over the year as an employee. That now that you're in your retirement years, you create a business hub and you begin to hire people based on your knowledge, skills, and ability. So now you're just overseeing and managing. You don't always have to be the person to do the work. You have to understand how to transition from being an employee, gaining all the skills and knowledge necessary for you to manage a business. Okay? If we don't begin to start transitioning in that manner, we're going to get left behind all the time. 40 billion coming into your community would not be effective unless you have businesses in your community lined up, set up, ready to rock and roll to prove their case, to be eligible to get these contracts and beat on the door when they don't, so they can hire the people within the community so that their economic network will grow up. Why do I say that? Let me show you something. Why am I horning in on you getting those contracts and you hiring your people? Because there's a such thing as federal minimum wage. And I'm going to show you why I get upset about the double standard and why we're being overlooked. Watch this. I'm gonna show you something. Watch this wording. Watch this wording. Know what? Let's see. All right, the first post I'm going to share with you is the federal. Oh, come on. I hate when it does that. All right, let me see if I can put it up this way. It's the federal minimum wage poster. All right. $7.25. Began in 2009. Okay. $7.25. Now watch the other one. Federal. Did I say mention it was a federal? Okay. Okay. Hold on. Watch this. I posted this on my timeline. Don't make it plain for you though. Make it plain for you. Oh, let me go back. Oh, wait. Let's see if I get the poster. So I can get the poster. Oh, shoot. Hold on. I need to get the poster. Watch this. I'm going to show you the difference in dollar amounts. Okay. So the first one I showed you, still federal, but this is the one that when you get federal contracts, all right, remember, they're going to push money into your community. Okay. When you get federal contracts, the federal minimum wage for contractors is $10.80. But hold up, that's not all they're required to pay. Hold on. On top of that $10.80, the contractor is required to pay health and welfare, which means they have to give the employee money to purchase insurance. Let me get that piece. I'm going to show you. I want to show you. I'm pulling receipts, baby. All right. And why am I so adamant? You guys are always crying about these goddamn loans, but hold on a second. Show you why I'm so adamant about you being a contractor and getting this money. Hold up. I'm gonna screw it up. Let me go back one. I'm gonna download these things so I don't have to keep going back and look for them. Oh, where's it at? Where's it at? Let's see if it's right here. It's the information. Okay, here it is. This is the order that came out. So I just show it to you from here, right? It says, because this is this year's anyways. It's this one's still in effect. Okay, so the contract that we also have to pay, the health and welfare fringe benefits is $4.54 an hour. So not only are you required to do the $10.80 at a minimum, you're required to do the $4.50. That's making you pay at a minimum $15.34 an hour. Okay, $15.34 an hour. All right. Now, I just showed you. So if they come in your community and pay you $7.25 an hour, give or take a little, and you're supposed to make $10.80 plus the $4.54, giving you the $15.34 per hour. You see the difference in that ratio? Hold on, let's do the math. Let's do the math. Okay. Let's do the math. This stuff takes time. I know I'm not gonna have 1 million people watching because they would rather just talk about what they're not getting versus learn on how to get it. Okay, you're not gonna win in these scenarios if you don't know what you're entitled to and how you're supposed to put your stuff together in order to get it. Someone else, either or. If you're subbing and it is a federal contract, you're still required to pay it. But listen, you bid them numbers in the contract. We don't worry about how much we have to pay people. We bid it in the contract. We're getting the money to pay it back. To pay it. That's a small concern. We should never, if you're a federal contract, you get a federal contract or a grant, you should never be concerned about how much you got to give up to the employee or the taxes, because you should have included those numbers in your budget automatically. That's a small fish to fry. Okay, $7.25. Let's do this. Let's make this happen today. I don't have nothing but time on my hand. 287 hours. All right. I'm not going to break it all the way out. Got to join a team in order to get that kind of info. Times. That's annual, right? That's what you would make under the federal minimum wage. Under the federal minimum wage, for contractors, right? You responsible for you're responsible for 10 minimum. I said minimum for a reason, because I'm gonna show you something. Right? Stop that. Plus the 454. So it would be equal that plus that times that. Oh, I did that wrong. Hold on. Make sure I got this drama right. There we go. All right. So this would be annual salary, and this would be annual salary. All right. Now, you see that, Chris? Right. So this is what you would get. This is what we currently get. Because we got money in our communities in contract work that we could be getting paid to do and being employed so that we can get at least that, right? Wouldn't that, in a low and moderate income community, wouldn't that make a difference in somebody's household? The difference, the variance between this and that is $16,000. That's the variance. That's a huge difference. That is a huge difference. Huge difference. Now, I'm gonna rock your world some more. He not saying nothing. Chris ain't saying nothing. He just hanging out. I'm gonna rock your world some more because that's the minimum on the if the contracts come out. That's the minimum. Okay, let's go even farther. I'm gonna do Chris' hometown, Houston, Texas. All right, and I'm gonna search for the wage of determination under that federal mandate. I'll pull any of them. May 20th, that's cool. Let's do that one. Now, oh, stop that. We ain't got time to be playing no games today. We trying to learn. Oh, here we go. All right. Let me put it in a print version. And I'm gonna show you something. So I can make it where you can see it. Okay. I'm gonna show you something real fast. Let me pull up the version. Maybe you can see this. All right, let me pull it down. Oh, you can't see the dollar amount. All right, let me pull it. Let's see, I want it to come up as a PDF. Okay, yeah, it did. All right, so hopefully you guys could see this. Okay, now the regulation reads that if you get a contract, the minimum dollar amount you have to pay is that $10.80 plus that $4.54. However, if that person's working towards that contract, Kristen rolled out on me, working towards that contract, right? And their job duty description, let's say you had let me choose something. Let's say you was painting vehicles for government agencies and you got a paint contract, all right? And so an automotive painter makes $23.79. Let's use that scenario. All right. So that means that particular person, okay. Let me insert a column here. Move this over. I'm gonna show you something. That person It's the stuff they don't want y'all to know. It's gonna keep y'all straight. All right. So that person is required to make $23.79. All right. So that's $3.79 plus the $4.54. Okay, times the $20.87. All right. So look at that. You tell me, hey, listen, I ain't got time to be messing around with people who listen. Why? Yes, I am from Louisiana. Why aren't we pushing for these contracts? Now, we get the opportunity, you get a contract, you got the opportunity to ask these people, because in that, they know we don't have these dollars in our bank account to cover this contract in the first 3 months or 5 months. So they have the ability in these rules and regulations and policies to allow you to get an advance to start it off. Your company is good for it. You just don't have that, or you get your line of credit because you've been doing business. So you have a paint company, right? Look at these requirements. If you're an automotive shop on the outside, private company, right? You only authorize to pay this dollar amount. All right. If you got the federal contract to provide these services, which they do have, okay, then, well, let me put a line in between this one and this one so that I can sum total that up. All right, you're authorized to pay this. Okay, and so those contracts exist. These contracts exist. The problem is we're not getting them because they don't care whether we get them or not. Because they said, we gave you money, we put that money in your community. All right, but guess what? The people who actually got the contract to do the work weren't your companies, because you did not have what I talked about earlier, the certifications. And now they done got real savvy and made a certification for the county, the city, and the damn state and the feds. Okay, but you don't let that deter you. You put in the application and you get them all. So when this money starts hitting the table, baby, you are ready. You are ready. Are you ready? Ready, you are ready? Or can you win? Or will you go relinquish your rights due to poor business practices? And when I'm talking about poor business practices, I'm not talking about fraud, waste, and abuse. I'm talking about this right here. Knowing how to properly pay, why you should be paying certain amounts. What's the difference between you getting a contract and you getting a job? Now, many companies gonna say, well, I don't want to pay employees. I just want to make my people a 1099 because I ain't trying to pay no taxes. Listen, knuckleheads, if you bid the contract with the amounts in there, then what is the problem? I don't understand. You bidded the contract with the dollar amount present for taxes and the employee based on these numbers. What's the problem? Times whatever percent in taxes and insurance, all that great stuff. You getting the money to handle your expenses. You should not get hung up over taxes and paying people. This is what, look, We got people out there discussing plans from all different directions. If you don't have in there that anybody in your community that get any federal money, department stores, whoever, and they're not paying, we want this. This is what we want our minimum wage standards. Because guess what? That federal minimum wage, let me go back to it. It's increased. Let's make it larger. Let's make it larger. It said Executive Order 13658 requires that the federal contractors pay workers performing work on or in connection with covered contracts at least $10.10 per hour beginning January. That was 15. Second January 16, and every year thereafter, and an inflation adjustment amount determined by Secretary of Labor in accordance with the executive order and appropriate regulations. The executive order minimum wage in effect from January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2020 is $10.80. $10.80. Every year, due to inflation, that amount goes up. So when you look at your county, the DOL, under beta.sam, that 1080 goes up. There is no, I don't want to give a raise. You have to. There's a must. It's automatic. Hello? Oh. Uh-oh. Okay. 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 All right. Oh. I got you. I'm gonna call you back. All right. So it says for tips, covered tips employees must be paid a cash wage of at least $7.55 per hour effective January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2020 if a worker's tip combined with required cash wages of at least $7.55 paid by the contractor do not equal the executive order hourly minimum wage for the contractors, the contractor must increase the cash wage paid to make up the difference. Certain other conditions also be met. Okay? You don't got no choice. This is what we should be trying to figure out. Why is it only okay for those who get federal contracts, their people automatically get pay raises every year, regardless, or if the contractor changes the occupation code, plus they give them the health and welfare, and these private companies and corporations come into your community and they are only required to pay this. I'm preaching better than everybody's clapping or the number of people watching, but it's all good. Okay? It's all good. Y'all will get it. And so will they. If they bring money into your community, if this is not addressed, why is there a double standard? Federal minimum wage versus federal contracting for the same work. Why hasn't, let me show this on this live, and I ain't even gonna be on long. Rhode African Emporium asked us this. Federal minimum wage, federal minimum wage rates history. He asked us this on the live, and I thought it was very interesting. Ever since he's asked it, I don't even think I really paid attention to it until he asked. The history of minimum wages. They don't do the opposite. They do the same work. Okay. I want it in the chart. Let me get it in the chart format so you can see it better. Let's see if I can get it in the chart. So you can see it better. We listen, if somebody don't ask this question in the next debate or whatever's going out there, all right, this is August. Okay. $1945, they were only paying 30 cents an hour. Come on, America. Come on, America. Make America great again. Here we go. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Listen to this statement. Said the highest minimum wage, when you adjust inflation, was set in 1979 when it was reaching a value equivalent to $10.95 per 9% an hour. Today, through increased 7 times, its relative value has gradually declined subsequent 41 years. Today, a worker earning a federal minimum wage receives $7.28 an hour before taxes. The wage was established back in 2009 and has set a record for the longest time without a raise. In 11 years since the wage has lost 17% of its purchasing power. 17%. 2009. 2009. Who's mostly affected in the hourly wage sector? Hold on. I want you to see it in a chart so that you can read it better. Let's see if it show me in a chart right here, so you can read it better. The private sectors are able to make, look at the chart. This is Trade and Economics. United States federal minimum wage, hourly wage. 2010 all the way to 2020, it never has been increased. Never. Since 2009. We go back. I want to do the history of it. Let me see. I want to do the years. Let me see if it'll let me do that. And this curve is saying probably where it should have been. It's where it should have been. Let me go back. I want to be able to, and I pulled that too. Hold on. Almost there. I'm gonna hold you on. Yeah, isn't that sad? That's very sad. And I appreciate you for tuning in. If you're in, make sure you hit the like button and make sure you guys put a hi in the chat so I can know you here and exist. Look at this. Minimum wage of workers and jobs first covered. Look at this. October 24th, 1938, 25 cents an hour, 39, 30 cents, 1945, 40 cents, 1950, 75 cents an hour, 1956, $1, 1961, $1.50, and then they went back and amended to $1. 1963, $1.25 an hour. 1964, $1.15 an hour. 1965, $1.25 an hour. 1967, $1.40 an hour. Then they amended it. Same one, 140. 1968, $1.60. 1974, $2. 1975, $2.10 an hour. 1976, $2.30 an hour. 1978, $2.65 an hour, all covered and non-exempt. 79, $2.90. 1980, $3.10 an hour. 1981, $3.35 an hour. 1990, $3.80 an hour. 1991, $4.25 an hour. 1996, $4.75 an hour. 1997, $5.15 an hour. 2007, $5.85 an hour. 2008, $6.55 an hour. And 2009, $7.25 an hour. But when you go, let's talk about this. We'll put this in perspective, because these corporate people who are getting your tax dollars in bailouts easy and paying you. Let's talk about your favorite fast food that your kids like to go bouncing around to. Let's look at them financials, okay? Let's look at their net income and see whether or not they can pay you more. Let's see. Come on up. Franchises, doing our people wrong. Come on up. Don't act crazy on me now. Look at this. You tell me, when you look at these financials, all right, across the board, what do you see? What do you see? But knowing that we know now and what was going on in them companies, it was probably good, but guess what? Compared to the other minimum wage, it should have been better. It should have been better. These companies, look, in the past 10 years, we haven't gotten a raise, minimum wage, $7.25 since 2009. This is 2010 chart to 2020. They ain't missed no beat. They ain't missed no meals. Ain't nobody missing no meals. But there's no pressure on them to make them pay. Look at this. Look at the market cap. 170.88 billion. Income, 4.77 billion. And you talking about giving up a couple dollars to them few employees you have? Sales, 19.26 billion. Okay? And you crying, you only get to pay $7.25 per hour, but you're bringing in billions? Really? Huh. All right. It's McDonald's. Let's keep that party rolling. Why not? They get cold hard cash every day. And then they got nerves. If you ask them to increase their pay rates, they got nerves to increase the price of their food. Oh, you got some nerve. Okay. Let me go up. What's the other favorite shopping store? Everywhere. Everybody's community. Walmart. Let's get them. And then I'm going to go online. Let's go. What are we talking about here? Yeah, they put money in our communities, but you ain't getting it. You can't even get the contract. Let's talk about this. Who get the money? Where is it going? Who hands is going to fall in? I don't care who's the funding source. Let's give some of these dollars. Let me pull up this chart. Anytime I'm trying to give you guys some good info, internet start acting crazy. Look at Walmart. Look at Walmart. Look at that. Look at Walmart. Walmart. That's where you're spending your money at, though. That little money they give you. Look at Walmart over time. They ain't losing no sleep. They ain't losing no sleep. Look at them financials. 409. Look at the market cap. 409,000.56 billion. Look at the income. 17.90 billion. Look at them sales. 542.03 billion. But they want to give you, and your elected folks is not fighting to get rid of that. So there's only one standard. We want the standard over here that automatically says you got to give. You not only have to pay that minimum wage, but you're going to have to pay, you're going to pay this too. Okay? So this is regular base pay, and this is health and welfare, meaning you have enough money to go and get yourself some insurance. They ain't worried about you. They worry about getting rid of the insurance universal. If you require these people to pay health and welfare based on all that money they already getting, then guess what? You won't need universal health care because you could go out and you could purchase your own. Preaching better than you clapping. It's all good. And let me pull the receipts because I know how some of y'all are. How you know they required to give that health and welfare? Hold on, I'm gonna show you the policy. Y'all talking about policies, but you're talking about the policy you should be talking about. It should be at the top of the ticket. Is one that affect your pocket. And the one that affect your pocket is the one that's dealing with this money that they are scrutinized on for paying you. Whether it's you in a private company or you a contract company. They let private corporations run right over your community. Why aren't they required? They get just as much federal dollars in them companies to sustain in your locations than you do. So they should be mandated to follow the same rule. This executive order 13706 established. No, I want to put the paid leave. That's not what I want. Well, leave too. I was gonna go there with the leave, but let me do this part first. Health and welfare, life accident and health insurance plans, sick leave, pension plans, civic and personal leave, severance pay, and savings and thrift savings plans. The minimum employer contribution costing an average of $4.54 per hour computed basis of all hours worked by service employees employed on the contract. Right? So the executive order 13706, minimum employee contribution costs an average 22 per hour computed over basis of all hours worked by service employees on the covered contract, right? And so they say that you have to pay a minimum or average of $4.54 per hour. And I just showed you why is that important? Because the mandate is that instead of you making $725, you make $1,534. Instead of you bringing home $15,130 and then looking across the table like, okay, I need to make up some difference because we got to put food on the table and clothes on the back, right? You could be making at a minimum the $15.34 an hour, bringing home $32, have a little breathing room, and that's the minimum. Because if you actually was working under any of those occupations of any sort, yeah, when Lee hit her head, she had to get stitches. She fell and hit her head. She had to get stitches, yeah. All right, I'll call you back. Yeah, yeah. That based on the job title, you would get, if you was a painter automotive, that's the scenario I use, you would get $28.33 at a minimum because they gotta pay it to you, and you would make $59,000 a year. All right. Could you not live comfortably? Depending on the job, which is on this list, all these different occupational titles. They mandate, oh, let me open it up right here so you can see. They mandate all these different titles. If your title is listed, if your occupational title is listed, and this dollar amount is more than 1080, they have to pay you based on that dollar amount plus that 454. And that's why I did this little center chart so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. So when we start asking them, we start talking about this, transformation. This is where we going with this. If that money comes into your community, right? Money comes into your community. They say specifically for disparate communities, and they don't address these dollars on how you getting paid. Look at the difference. You still living in poverty, baby. Yeah. There's no conversation to have. You better start bringing these. Look, you go to these town halls, bring these darn posters with you. Print them off. What are you doing about this? Federal minimum wage versus federal minimum wage for contractors. If contractors minimum wage goes up every year based on inflation, plus they get money to help them get insurance, why aren't you mandating corporations to do the same? Ain't no done. Change your wage, you change your household. You don't have to work as hard. Mommy don't have to work as hard. Babies don't have to work as hard. You guys can concentrate on educating your babies and transitioning them. Oh, and one last thing. If you all don't get these babies signed up in these programs in your states and get this free college, y'all better start mandating they do. Automatic. You going through tech school first, then you could go to university after. Get these first 2 years of free schooling and trades underneath your belt so you could have something to fall back on in case going through the other routes, right? Just in case, you better get these kids signed in this program. Let me go to frequently asked questions. It'll be easier for me to discuss it. This is free. High school students. Let's talk about it. This is what you should be talking about. All these organizations, we just talking about what our people could benefit from, but we're not saying what's there to be benefit and what needs to be changed within the benefit. You can't get anywhere. You're not going to get anywhere unless those different areas change. Job search. Hold on. Let me get to. Let me bag it up because this is Job Corps piece. That's not the one I want. Let me bag it up. Bag it up. Bag it up, girl. Bag it up. 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 Let's go. Let's talk about it. Since 2014. Let's go. Come on. Give me the information. Make me work for it. Make me work for it. Landed right here in my lap so I can share it. Yes, you're right. That's what I'm talking about right there, Lines Time, baby. If it's listed as 15 and you get the extra $4 and some change, yep, it can go up to that. Yep, that's the difference. And it goes up automatic with inflation. It goes up automatic. Automatic. Okay, let me, come on. I want to be able to get to the darn meat and potatoes of this. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Where is it at? Let's look at it right here. Let's see if it shows it right here. WIOA 5 years later. Let's talk about it. Come on. Taking me all around the world. Just trying to get to, I better stop benchmarking this stuff because I talk about it a lot. Hold on. I want to get to who's qualified. Let me go back. Let me go back. Forgive me. Let me fix it. See if I can get it this way. Let's see if I can get it this way. Let's see if I can get it this way. I wanted to go straight to the meat and potatoes. Come on. So I can just tell you who's eligible. Oh, I want to go to the bill. Come on, Monica. Get your research up, girl. Get it right. Let me just pull up my state. You can pull it up in your state too. I just want to go straight. All right, let me put it up here. I just want to go straight to it. I don't want to be bouncing all around. Straight to who qualify. And it's the same in every state. Yeah, every year. And that's crazy. Let me stroll down. Come on, get the info out. You should have been already ready, playing around. Who's eligible? I don't want to give it to you like that. Come on, girl. All right, let's do it like this. I know what I'm looking for, and I know what I want to show. Too bad it's not going straight to what I want. Oh, man. All right. Okay. Gotta do a little time here for a second because there's a fact sheet that gives me, okay, let me do it right here. All right, let's do it right here. It's a fact sheet that kind of gets straight to the point. I don't want to have to read all of that. All right. All right, so it says right here, prior to the enactment of WIOA, individuals who needed job training or education often had difficulty navigating across the agency lines to assemble an effective training and employment plan. The WIOA final rules improve coordination between amongst agencies so that workers and job seekers have more seamless access to the system, high quality career services, education, training through one-stop service delivery system known as the American Job Center Partners. WIOA final rules also ensure that the measurement and public reporting performance of education and training providers so that those seeking services can have access to provider performance information that will help them make informed choices about which training or education programs pursuing. Customers will also have information better in the information choice. So let me scroll down. Oh, come on. Come on. So here we go. All right. So WIA final rules includes reforms that will affect more than a dozen programs receiving approximately 10 billion in annual funding and programs that will service approximately 20 million Americans each year. 20 million people have the opportunity to get them some education and some trade. Okay, let's keep the party rolling. So you have the joint rule for United Combined State Plans. Okay, so that's the federal combining with the state. Then you have Department of Labor only. This is the Department of Labor final rule, the Title I and Title III WIA. All right, this is where they implement programs under Title I and all that great stuff. And then you have programs and activities authorized by adult education and family literacy. All right. You have state vocational rehabilitation. That's with these with disabilities. And then you have miscellaneous programs. Okay, keep it moving. Oh man, I had a much simpler education, simpler fact sheet, but let me keep going because I want to show you who's eligible. Back up a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna get this right, and I'm gonna have to present this piece better than this because I had a better fact sheet. Okay, let me see if this one works. I had a better fact sheet, and it would have told you who was eligible as far as age, what they were eligible for. But don't worry, I'll do it again. No big deal. Look into it in your state. I need to find the one. I really need to go through my benchmarks and find these and really present this right because this is a very beneficial program that will really, really help a lot of areas in our community. Okay. And that could really give like kids some jobs, going straight into college and all of that great stuff. All right. And so they just apply, sign up, and get this education. And for some reason, I am having, okay, so they have a national, so let me just share this since they got this stuff up. A national apprenticeship week. And that's happening November the 8th through the 4th. And Naza is virtual. And you could register. Let me see, what's the registration? I need to register so I can know what's going on and catch up on my information and my resources. So I'm a little mad about that. I should have been able to go straight to that, but I haven't researched the site in a while. Let's see, let's look at this registration though, just in case someone out there might be interested. Nobody should be sitting at home with nothing to do. Lots of companies have free things going on that can help. So the 8th through the 14th, let me see if it costs anything. Oh, you just got to sign up. So I'm probably going to sign up. National Apprenticeship Week. Let me sign up right now. So they can hit me up and I could tell you guys all about it. So it's all about. Oh, wait a minute. Let's meet. Oh, I don't want to register my. Oh, so you have an. Oh, I read this wrong. So you have an event, and this is the time period they do it, and they will announce it. Oh yeah, I most definitely would be putting one together. Apprenticeship week. I read that wrong. Okay, and they will announce it for you. Oh yeah, let me get on the ball. Let me get it one. As a matter of fact, I do have one. It's just a different date. It's a different date. Okay. All right. I see you shining, and they're gonna do the press releases for it. All right. All right. That's cool. That's cool. Community resources. All right. So here's some resources. These are old. We need to get on the ball because this program has a lot. Okay, I'm gonna work on this one. I might double back this tomorrow. I definitely gotta get on that. Workforce solutions information for WIOA. I definitely gotta get on it, and I have to give you the information for it. These are people who have gotten grants through that. These are different type of grants that they have. These are competitive grants. So if you're interested in partnering with Workforce Solution in your area, these are the areas that they're looking for people to do different grants. All right. Anyways. So as I stated, okay, look at these wages. Look at the difference. And you got to tell me, oh, look how dark I am. You have to tell me whether or not you know fair is fair. Okay, fair is fair. Fair is fair. And whole state. The workforce solution is in all states, in different counties. Yep, every state. It's a federal program. All counties. Program is the same. Opportunities are the same. You just have to look at it. Start participating. So I ain't gonna hold you guys long. I just wanted to share, can you win or will you relinquish your rights due to poor business practices? And the poor business practices I'm speaking of is you just going out there buying and selling. You're not interested in where the opportunities are, how to get them. So you're not certified in any of the programs. Disadvantaged business enterprise, minority business enterprise, small business enterprise, woman-owned business enterprise, service-disabled veteran business enterprise, the 8-AFRA program, the General Service Administration schedule, the Veterans Supply schedule. All of these programs are available to put you in. It's kind of like getting education, right? You just add to your resume. So when this money starts filtering down into your communities, you know how to go about making yourself relevant. And if your financial backing is not enough for you to be the prime contractor, then you need to be the sub. Because as you see, I read 20% of the contracts are supposed to go to those businesses. But guess what? If you're not certified, you're not in the category. And if you're not in the category, you're going to be that employee making minimum wage or barely over minimum wage, working yourself to death with 2 and 3 jobs, and you're not going to make it because you're not investing to add to your household. So it is what it is. And so I don't care what no one says, when your household is financially comfortable, things work just a little bit more smoother. All right. So get your houses in order, get your information in order, apply for these certifications, be ready, as my brother African says, so you don't have to get ready. Says the Amara Squad says, demonstration beats conversation. You got to be able to demonstrate your worth. And you're not going to do it by waiting for them to give it to you. You have to come packing. So we have these conferences. It should be mandated. Come in your business attire and promote your business. Who do we have in the audience? How can I better serve you? What resource do I need to share with you that you need to go after so that you could get some of these contracts or be in the know or be in the position or know who to go rub elbows to so you could either be considered for a sub or a prime? Come looking like you know and understand what's going on. Polos, embroider your company name on your polos. Let me show you. I come ready. Let me turn the light on so you can see. Stop half stepping, walking around in joggers and t-shirts, going to meetings with suits and ties, because business meetings, unless it called for that, right? Business casual has stepped this way down to this. Let me show you. Let me show you. This is what business owners are going to conferences looking like. They're going to conferences looking like this. Nice polo or button down white or light blue, whatever color t-shirt with their company names either embroidered or screen printed on their shirt. Get there. When you come and you could go so far as to even put in your name, your last name, Mr. or Miss, whatever, right? When you walk in the door, you are a billboard to your success. Your business cards on deck. Let me go back and show you one more time. Where's it at? Where's my sites? Okay, let me, I think it's it right here. Nope. Your website. When they log into your website, think about it. You're advertising for government contracted. You're not advertising to entertain anybody. White space, straight to the point, chic. I need to be able to find what I find. If I'm going to offer you a source contract, you don't have to compete. When I go pull up that website so I can present it to my powers to be, and I put in your cage code, it needs to be active. I put in your DUNS, you don't need to have bad credit. Okay? When I look down and say, is she capable, qualified to come and train in my company? I need to see those next codes. I shouldn't have to go searching for anything. A contracting officer should not have to go searching. All of that information has to be ready and available. That capability statement, just like when you go to job fairs, you have a folder with all of those copies of those quality page of resumes. Same thing with your capability statement. Same thing. Let me put my capability statement so you can see it. Right? Same thing. I think it's on my other computer. I'm going to get it out though so you can see my capability statement. But my first page of my website is pretty much what my capability look like. What the difference is, it may be just organized just a little bit different. Right? Straight to the point. Tell them exactly what they want to see and what they want to know. Straight up. You got to be ready. Will you be ready? The money is coming. Everybody wants to appeal to the Black community now. They want to give you money hand over feet. But if you don't have what I just explained, you want to know more details, how to put it together, make the packet complete, have it least likely to get denied, you're going to have to join my class. Okay. Takes a lot of work. Talk about that kind of stuff. And here it is. You're going to have to join in. That's how you can contact me. That's the website. All right. There it is. In a nutshell. You could complain. You could talk about what your community is not getting. But what you're not going to be able to do, this stuff is public knowledge. You can't go and beat nobody's door down on what your community is not receiving if you're not properly setup. Your business practices are flawed. And what I'm calling flawed, meaning your administrative paperwork. If your administrative paperwork is not in order, your record keeping, it's a reason I make you join my MyEcon team. Because we have a cash flow manager that helps you get your profit and loss and keep your business records in order. Record keeping is a must. There's a reason I have you join reference to federal contract and compliance. And I'm showing you Department of Labor Wage and Determination and what's the difference between the two, minimum wage, federal minimum wage and federal minimum wage for contractors, and what are the requirements of you paying. There's a reason we talk about investment every Wednesday, because if you're going to sustain your company with or without a contract, you're going to need revenue sources from somewhere else. You're going to need to be making money while you sleep. Your money is going to need to grow. And the only way your money grow outside of consumer spending is in investments, stocks, bonds, in the market, futures, currents, crypto, forex, equities. There's a reason I set those live streams up that way. If you don't get it, if you don't participate, it's not because somebody never told you. It's because you have a lack of attention span. Your time management is awful and you need to fix it. You have to build up a tolerance for boring stuff. Stuff that is not easy to pay attention to, right? You got to build up a attention span, because if you don't, that's the stuff that's going to keep you from advancing in business. Even if you were just participating in the market, if you don't do no research and read, you're going to make horrible moves. And you can make horrible moves over time until you get a good strategy. I don't doubt that. But why? When you could do it right the first time, or at least make better 70 out of the 100% of the trades you're capitalizing on. Either you're trading and you're investing, or you should be doing both. So if you're in business, so let's put this chart. And you're in business and you're making, let's say, you're a small business, and let's say you're making $20,000 annually. Your accounts, you should have operating, payroll, investment, and miscellaneous. All right. Break it down how you lack. We can do it by percentage. Let's say 70% of that 20,000 you make. Oh, I screwed that up. 70% of that 20,000 you make stays in your operating. Let's say you want to pay yourself at least 10% of what you make. It's 20% left. Let's say you take, how much is it? 70, 10, that's 80, 20. Let's say you take 10 of it and put it in investment. And you take the other 10 and put it in miscellaneous. Right? So you break your money out. That's a simple budget. So You don't give yourself, you don't give yourself 70% and then leave in business the other 30. You break it out. Break out the money. All right? You break it out so that you could operate and you could pay yourself. You could make money for your company. So this money will grow over time. Let's say you even just did out of that money and you picked the company to put that money in the TD Ameritrade account or somewhere, right? That gives you, I use my Birth African Emporium's 3% rule over time. Right? So this will be growing annually. Oh, I think I screwed that up. It was supposed to be a plus. So every year, 3%, you would be adding an extra additional $60 to your plan, to your investment account. So that money will be growing. You don't get greedy. Maybe you'll find a company that's growing, giving you 5%. You could get that over time or in dividends. Some companies give about anywhere 5 or less or more dividends every quarter. Think about, you put this in a company that has a dividend every quarter. You could grow your company. You get $400 annually. Just that piece right there over time. That's not power, economic power. That's black power to the 10th power. You better be ready. If it comes out, you better know what you're doing. You don't know how to grow money. All of that loan money you receive, your paycheck ain't gonna be able to pay it back because you living check to check. How you gonna afford to pay a 3%? They gave you SBA loan of $20,000 and you gotta pay 3%, you're a small business, and you gotta pay 3.75% for the small businesses, and for the nonprofits, 2.75% back on that money. You ain't even, and guess what? That's gonna have to come out of your paycheck unless you out there grinding and hustling and you duplicating your money. And if you ain't duplicate, see, if you put that money, some of that money in investments and you making money on it, you can make that payment easy. Your business is still sustaining and your investment is making money for you so that you can pay back. And you won't have to come out of your personal account. I don't know. I'm preaching better than you clapping or watching. But hey, it's your money. Okay? And the only thing I want you to know is that you better be ready when the opportunity gives. And if the opportunity happens in multiple ways, or from multiple agencies, from multiple opportunities, you better know how to sustain it, and you better know how to address it when it comes down to your record keeping practices, the contract compliances, and investing to make sure you have additional money available. If you don't, somebody hit a lick. If you don't, guess what? You'll be back in your same situation. I appreciate all you guys for watching, tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I didn't mean for this video to be too long. I just wanted to make sure you understood what's going on and where your fight needs to be, and give you just a little bit of knowledge on how you should be prepared. So you don't have to try to get ready. You will be already ready. You can put on your little outfit. Show your kid. You can put on your little outfit. You march your little self down to the Chamber of Commerce and you could be ready. So when you come in, you're a brand new company, never seen your face before, and you give your pitch, and someone in the room comes up to you, network with you on the break, and says, I'm in need of that service. Can you give me your capability statement? You're going to say, bam. It's going to have everything they need. They say you updated SAMs. Yes. You got your Dun & Bradstreet. Yes. Are you active as Secretary of State? Yes. Do you have your business license? Yes. You have insurance. You have the financial backing. Yes. Or can I get an advance, 2 months advance? Or if you're going to give me the award, I've already talked to my loan officer. If I get a government contract, can they give me a line of credit based on my award? So yeah, I'm ready. I got a lender in my back pocket because I've already communicated my plans for my business, and this is how I'm gonna move. So when I come in there with that award for the contract, my line of credit is going through, and I'm getting a line of credit because of the revolving. I'm gonna need it constantly, and I'm gonna include that in one of my accounts to make sure that's being paid. So my budget, my line items, they're there. I don't have to worry about whether or not I pay taxes or not. Hell, I included it in my contract bid. Whether or not I'm gonna make my employee or 1099, why? I included the wages in my contract bid. Are we serious? We're upset about the wrong stuff. Oh, but it's okay. I'm gonna get you there. I'll share as much as I can to make sure that you're successful and pass you along. I can't work for everybody, and I'm not spending hours on the phone trying to explain to you something that you have to sit in a classroom setting and listen to and learn little bit by little bit so you can level up. Okay? I will give you these crash courses on YouTube, and then you could go to Scores and SBA to get the rest. Okay, but I want to make sure that when you go, you have some understanding, some knowledge, some baseline information, so you don't go in there talking about, you should already know. I'm not sitting in no meetings for somebody to tell me to go do a business plan. I'm coming in there with my business plan. I'm coming in there with my capability statement. I'm coming in there with my lender possibility already on deck. I'm coming in there in my uniform, letting you know I'm serious about this thing, and my team is stacked and ready to go. So let's talk opportunity. Let's talk how much of this contract, if not the prime, I'm getting before I walk out this door. Where do I sign? What are my obligations? Okay, I'm not coming in here for you to tell me I need a DUNS number. I'm not coming to no meetings for nobody to tell me I need a SAMS registration or a capability statement, or that I need to be certified. I'm coming there with my certifications in hand. I'm going to make it so impossible for you to turn me around. The only thing I can lose with if I did not bid, my bid does not hold water. All right, maybe I bid entirely too high or too low, whatever, right? Somebody just legitimately, bid it enough to win above me. I will lose on a bid number, but I will not lose on administration. I'm not going in to the Chamber of Commerce, African American Chamber of Commerce, Scores, SBA, Department of Transportation, USDA, Social Services, all these people out there who have contract and procurement contracts, Department of Justice, right? Homeland Security. I'm not going in any of them agencies and make it easy for you to turn me around. You're going to have to come with it. You better make sure, just like they do to us, when we win contracts, they protest them. And you better have your stuff in order because they coming after you. They saying, hey, 5 million, they're not qualified. Let me see their license. Let me see their certification. Are they financially able to do it at that amount? You underbid, they coming after you, honey. They want to know. If they lose that contract, they want to know that you are in order. They ain't giving us nothing. That money coming in our communities, they're not giving us nothing. You better know it. Listen, if 45 wins and that 40 million get allocated to your community, they coming after it. You better be ready. If you're not ready, if your company not in compliance, it's not because you couldn't get it. It's because you didn't get ready. Because I told you, get your companies in order. If you're not prepared, somebody got to do that infrastructure work. And they're not going to care about handing it over to another company because you wasn't prepared. You had too much time to talk about how much you were getting versus training to make sure your company was in compliance so that you can get it. You're wasting time. You're wasting time. Even if you don't have the asset or the resource, then guess what? Put your business together enough. Wait till the event I have coming up. My sister Kiana is going to tell you, but Garfield has already told you, but she's going to be the example and show you how she used the information we talked about and many other trainings she participated in to build her business credit. And I think she's up to 150K right now. I'm preaching better than you guys clapping. Y'all don't want it. Y'all don't want it. Y'all just want to be happy that you got 40 million coming, 40 billion or whatever the dollar is coming in your community. But you ain't ready to get it. Oh my God, I'm excited for nothing. You're not ready. You're not ready. Because if you was ready, your conversations would be more like mine. You would be inviting more people in. You would spend more time making sure, because let me tell you, when they put out the conversation that they was getting ready to get a little 25,000 in the Carolinas. Let me bring that up. Let me bring that up. Let me show y'all something. Watch this. Y'all think I be just saying stuff and just hold on. Let me show you. Watch. Let me show you the article. Let me show you something real quick. Watch this. To me, it's so simple that I don't know. I just say it like it's just so simple because to me it is or whatever because it's there. All right. I'm gonna show you something. I know I said I was gonna leave, but y'all know how I am. Watch this. I'm gonna show you something. Watch me work. Watch me work. Watch me work. Hold on. I don't got nobody to talk to, but I'll talk to myself. All right. Hold on. Let me share my screen. Watch this. Tell y'all what I know. I used to be an auditor. I love auditing. It was for a reason. I wanted to be able to detect the weaknesses that keep us from benefiting so I can come out and share it with you all. Watch this. This is an example. And every state probably got some dollars available right now. But let me show you something. Okay. This is an example. What I'm talking about. Are you ready? All right. Let me show you. South Carolina CARES Act grant funding available for nonprofits, minority, and small businesses on October the 19th. Grant funds will be awarded to small and minority businesses and nonprofits that provided services or lost revenue during COVID-19. 2 new SC CARE Act grants programs have been announced by the South Carolina Department of Administration. Beginning Monday, October the 19th, applications for Minority and Small Business Relief Grant Program and the Nonprofit Relief Grant Program will be accepted through November the 1st. These programs will award grant funds to small and minority businesses and nonprofit organizations to reimburse qualified expenditures for providing services or for revenue loss due to COVID-19. Keep going down. The South Carolina Department of Administration, working with Guidehouse, a professional grant management services provider, has been authorized to provide these grants from the Coronavirus Relief Fund pursuant to Act 154 of 2020. Grant awards for the Minority and Small Business Grant Program will range from $2,500 to $25,000. To qualify for a grant from the Minority and Small Business Grant Program, a business must employ 25 or fewer employees, be physically located in South Carolina, be in operation from October 13, 2019 to present, and have experienced a business impact due to COVID-19. Grant awards for nonprofit relief grant program ranging from $2,500 to $50,000. To qualify for the nonprofit relief grant program, an organization must be a designated 501c3 organization by the IRS, registered as a public charity in South Carolina, be physically located in South Carolina, be in operation of October 13, 2019 to present, and have experienced a business impact due to COVID-19. Hold on, it's not on here. I think it's on. Hold on. I was going to show you. Let me see if I can play it. Hold up. Oh, man. Let me stroll up. We going up. Let's see. Let me see if I can play it. X is if it don't want to play. Come on. Stop acting like that. Pop-ups. I need to download my pop-up thingy. Go up and away. Right here. All right. Let's see. Let's see.
Thanks to two new CARES Act programs, minority and small businesses could see some cash coming their way if they've been impacted by the virus. $2,500 up to $50,000 could be available depending on which grant you apply for and if you qualify. Online applications open up next Monday. We have all the details, including the qualifications needed right now for you. It's on our website, WLTX.com.
All right. I thought it was going to show what I wanted to. Well, the African American Chamber of Commerce is opened up their doors to help those individuals so they can learn how to do their do the application, make sure they have the documentation required.
Judges make critical decisions that impact all of our security and well-being. I am Judge Reuben Young. To keep our communities secure.
All right, Judge. All right. And so I was just going to show you how agencies are, trying to step, not trying to step up, but making themselves relevant to help you with the same paperwork that I'm talking about. Because what's weaning you out from getting those different grant opportunities is your paperwork. The stuff that I share on my flyer. Okay, record keeping. All right. Poor business practices. You guys got to be able to put things in order, put things in perspective so that you can be more effective and that you can benefit from what's available in your community. And you're not going to be able to do that until you actually learn and you get under people who actually know and who's actually already doing it so that you can benefit. So mass majority of those businesses here who have less than 25 employees should be getting these grants. Okay. 9 out of 10, they don't have their paperwork ready though. They should be able to, I done taught a whole 12, I done taught a whole 10 weeks of training. You would have been ready. You would have been on time. If you was in the Carolinas and you was in my class in the last 12 weeks, I started August 11th. You are right on time for this money because I showed you exactly how to put your program together for your grant. And I showed you exactly how to put your budget together and have your paperwork for the small business. If you ain't ready, it is your own fault. If you get passed up for this money, it is your own fault. Okay? So I ask you again, are you ready? Or can you win? Or will you lose to poor business practices? It's a choice. You have to ask yourself. You're not going to benefit from these funding opportunities if you're not in order. Okay? So take some time today. Stop entertaining yourself for a minute and go through the pros and cons of your business. And then ask yourself, do you need to participate in a government agency's program to get your stuff in order so that you can be ready come 2021? Or do you need to participate in Mo's class so you can be ready come 2021? And when you go sit amongst these agencies, you will have enough information to talk the talk and walk the walk so that they can prepare you and take you to the next level. I'll take you in the gate. They can take you the rest of the way. All right. So I appreciate anybody who stayed this time period. And I know Lions Time, baby, always supporting all of our live streams. I greatly appreciate you. Anyone else who came through the platform, Sean, Miss Chantel, Solve the Race Problem, Brother African Emporium. Who else was here? Chris was on the panel earlier, Brother Andre. Anyone who popped in, hey, listen, I greatly appreciate you all. Make sure you subscribe. I'm going to do shorter. I didn't mean to stay on this long, but I'm going to do shorter videos to try to just give you some tips of what can, how you can benefit in these times and off these funding, future funding. And maybe what I'll do is do a series through each agency and what they have available. And then that way you could go through them. You could decide what opportunity best fits your need. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it that way. That would be a good idea. And it gives me time to look through the agency and then share with you what's available to you. All right. All right. It's continuous. I just start over. So after the 27th, the following week, I'll start the class session all over. And if you're already in, you're privy to stay. If you're not in, then you just need to get in. Okay, it's only $29.95 to sign up, $34.95 a month. And trust me, I know I give out way more information than you're getting on some of these platforms that really don't help you prepare. It's cool to talk about it, but you got to prepare, baby, or you're still not gonna win. You're still not gonna win. All these food programs they have out here to help with your community, none of our people should be starving. And businesses who are shut down, who are restaurants, should have converted. I would have converted my business. I would have started a nonprofit. I let that for-profit do what it do. I would have started that nonprofit, push some of that money over there, and I'd have got in them feeding programs because that money is pushing out. And you got these other folks feeding your community, getting reimbursed, and the only thing you're doing is showing up and picking up the package when you could have converted, hired some people in your community, and kept the party rolling. Why? You already have a kitchen. Oh, man, let me stop right here. Let me stop right here because I'm going a tangent. You guys don't want to hear that. I'll catch you on the next live stream. I appreciate you for even listening to my rant. But I hope it was something beneficial, get you started looking at your business. Let's get them in line so that you can get these dollars, so that you can invest and sustain your own business, and you don't have to prepare, because you will be already ready, and you will be ready to demonstrate. So all these conversations would be something of bringing lucrative dollars into your pocket, into your household, into your bank accounts. I am sick of the long conversations and you ain't making no money. All right. I want to see some net worth increases. I want to see some portfolios go up. I want to see some business portfolios increase. I want to see your household advance. It is time out for what you don't have, and let's start capitalizing on what you can and will get in this future to come. And you don't have to start later, because the time is now. So I'll ask you again. Are you ready? Can you win? Or will you relinquish your rights to bad practices? Not filing taxes, not getting contracts, just regular contracts to build your past performance, not understanding how to keep your business credit or line of credit up to par so that you can gain more resources, not investing, not paying yourself, but spending all the business money on anything that comes across your turn. Will you be ready? Is the question. Peace, power, and profit.
Thanks to 2 new CARES Act programs, minority and small businesses could.
Ooh, I got everything playing right now. Hold on. Sorry, I had everything going on. This is crazy. Peace, power, and profit, you guys. Y'all have a great evening.